Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to Three's In. First story I have for you this morning is about a friend of mine, Louise. Now, Louise is one of the people that you'll find listed in my playlist of people who have been very influential to me in my life. Louise came into my life in spring of 1988 when I was out shopping for a interview suit for the airlines. She worked at a place that was a go-to place for the guys in the squadron to get their airline interview suits. Boy, did she know what she was doing. Matter of fact, she did such a good job. I held on to that suit for about 25 years. At any rate, I digress. I met Louise, and for some reason or another, our personalities just clicked right off the bat. I found somebody in her that I could banter with, laugh with, and she got my sense of humor. But anyway, it wasn't long before she invited me over to her house to meet her husband, Harry. And I think she may have already known it. I think she may have already made the association with my name. But once I met Harry, it came out that Harry and Louise used to drink with my mom and dad at the Brooks Air Force Base Officers Club in the late 60s, early 70s. Small world. But at any rate, we would laugh about that and just chuckle about how small the world was. And then in July 1988, Louise and her daughter Karen came to my retirement down at Randolph, my Air Force retirement. And we maintained an association throughout the years. When Louise I don't know if she quit the job or if that clothing store closed, but she took another job with Mama's, a nice restaurant down in San Antonio, and she was the hostess for the day crowd. And God, it was fun walking in there. Often I would schedule my day when I knew I wanted a hamburger and a beer at some point. I'd schedule my day to where I could slide in there about 1:30, get my hamburger and a beer. She'd get off about 2 o'clock, and we'd sit down and just chew the fat. Just sitting there. And again, I didn't know what the bond was, but there was something that was definitely there. And then later on in 1994, when I went to recovery from alcoholism, that's when I discovered what the bond was. And our friendship just evolved even closer. But at any rate, I make this video knowing that I'm about as anonymous as Coca-Cola. And I think Louise is probably on the same page as I am. I always felt in that vein, how can I help somebody if they're struggling with the same disease that I am, if they don't know that I've battled it, and for today I've kind of beat it. We'll see about tomorrow. I'll worry about that later. But at any rate, we'll come back here. At one point, when I was still on active duty, I reached out to Louise. Her son-in-law was stationed over in Korea, flying F-16s. So I asked her if she would ask him if he knew how we could get these coins made for our squadron, challenge coins. So she contacted him, and by God, not only did he know how to get them done, he said he'd be happy to do them for us. So he did. Very gracious of him. But that's not the story I'd like to leave you with Mike. There was one day out at Randolph when, I don't know how it happened, but his F-16 was sitting there on the ramp. And my wife and I had the kids with us, and we were just driving around base, I guess. I don't know. I saw the 16 sitting there, and I don't know if I recognized him or what. But at any rate, my wife had one of her kids from special ed with her. So we walked up to the flight line there, and Mike was doing his walk around. He spotted us and walked over, and he saw this kid. He reached down, grabbed this kid. He recognized that this kid was for what he was or who he was. Anyway, he reached down and grabbed this kid, took him back to the airplane, and this kid was just thrilled to death. And Mike took quite a bit of time pointing at different things on the jet and so forth. And I was just astounded at the depth of this man. It was just so neat to see. But Louise lives down in San Antonio now, and she just had a birthday here a couple months ago. And I just want to take a moment here to tell her how much of a positive influence she's been on my life, and I will be forever grateful for the bond that we have, the laughs we've shared, and for her sharing her husband Harry with me. Harry was a remarkable individual, a man of great integrity, a good friend, and somebody who would tell you what it was like. He would be very straight with you, and I always appreciated that in an individual. So, Louise, hope you're having a great day. I am. Take care.